Dear Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and lovely children, a warm good evening to all of you. I, distinguished Toastmaster Shivadas Bhaskaran, welcome you all to the meeting number 316 of Periyar Toastmasters Club. Before we move forward, I would like to recite the mission of our club. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. In Toastmasters program, we do not discuss matters related to sex, religion, and politics. Also, please mute yourselves when assignments are taking place. Now, it is my privilege to introduce the presiding officer for today's meeting. A passionate leader, I always admire this Toastmaster. His ability to influence and motivate others to bring the best out in them. In simple terms, leadership is an art of motivating the people to help achieve a common goal. Mastermind in emotional intelligence, overall, an empathetic human being. Please help me welcome our dear President of Periyar Toastmasters Club, distinguished Toastmaster Harish Bhargavan, to preside over today's wonderful meeting. Distinguished Toastmaster Harish Bhargavan, the virtual platform is yours, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Shivadas, for that humbling and flattering introduction. Dear all, as usual, let us start with introduction of guests. So please introduce the guests present today.
Good evening, Mr. President, and our fellow Periyarians and guests. Today, my wife, Madam Toastmaster Manju Bichu, is joining back to Periyar, and welcome the second innings of Toastmaster career for her.
Sure. Madam Manju is not a guest for us. She is always our champion. She is always our inspiration. Thank you so much to have you back among us again, Madam. We are so much inspired by your presence. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good evening, dear President. Today I have my daughter and wife has also joined with us.
Okay. Your brother, where? We didn't see the daughter. Okay. Welcome. Welcome, Vijayda. Welcome, Ardra.
Varada.
Varada. Yes.
Varada.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome. Thank you. Please keep joining our functions. Yes.
Good evening,
Dear
President.
President, we have our ever vibrant and all-time guest of Area Toastmaster Club, our area director, Madam Toastmaster Dr. Shanti Rekha Rao.
Welcome, Area Director, most respected Area Director. We are so fortunate to have such a dynamic and supportive Area Director. Welcome, Madam. Right.
Thank you, President, and thank you, DTM Shivadas, for this. Thank you. I'm here only with all.
Good evening, President. We have our dear Prashant with us after a short gap, and it is our pleasure to have him in our meetings actually here because of his performance. So welcome back, Dr. Prashant.
Dr.
Thank you.
Prasad.
It's always a pleasure to join Periyar Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad. Thank you so much for being with us. Because next week we are going to have the area contest for table topics. So today we have a champion TT speaker among us. So it is a chance for all our contestants to compete against Dr. Prasad and prepare for the area contest today. Yes. Okay, dear all, I think we can now start. Thank you, guests. Thank you once again for being with us. We are all one family and driven with one mission. It was, I think, Leonardo da Vinci, he said that everything is connected to everything else. And do we all agree with that? Is really everything connected to everything else? If you think about it, it's an absolute certainty. Because whatever we do, whenever something gets done, it leaves an imprint and it influences something else. And there was one person who said that if there is a butterfly that flutters its wings in New York, it could cause a storm somewhere in Beijing. And he had a full scientific explanation for that. So we live in an interconnected world, and here, I have a story to tell about how this connection, particularly these connections that we make in Toastmasters, has changed us. For example, Toastmaster Prashant Jacob, we all know Dr. Prashant Jacob, but is there anyone who has met Dr. Prashant in person? I am certain there is no one, but we know that Prashant Jacob so well, we feel that we are great friends with Prashant. And I am certain Dr. Prashant has got similar friends in multiple clubs in different parts of the world. Am I right, Dr. Prashant? I know that you are one person who has attended, I think, a wide range of clubs in many different geographies. Am I right? Let us take another example. There was one homemaker from Kerala, and she had to she had to go to a different city in a different country. She didn't know many people there. She came with her husband to that city, and there she went to a Toastmasters club. And in the first meeting, she was asked to deliver her icebreaker speech. She delivered it, and she was adjudged the best speaker. And closely after that, there was the club contest. She participated in the club contest and became the winner in the club contest. And then from there was the area contest. She went to the area contest. That was about, I think, within about 2 months of joining that new city, she went to the area contest and became the winner. Then after, I think about 1.5 months later, there was the division contest. She went there, became the champion in the division level. She went to the district, and the district, her speech was so good. She was invited by the officials of the most valuable company in the world to deliver a speech. And it all happened to a humble homemaker from Kerala. She came to Jubail and she was invited by Saudi Aramco. This is not any fairy tale, this is not a fictitious story. This is the real life experience that we witnessed in front of our eyes. And the heroine is none other than Madam Manju Biju, who happens to come back and join our club today with this meeting. This is the kind of connection and transformation we are experiencing, we are living through. From another perspective, all these things might look like something extraordinary, out of normal, but in Toastmasters, it happens like a regular, not kind of normal thing. That means this forum is something truly extraordinary. It makes extraordinary things out of ordinary people. That is the beauty, that is the strength of this connection. So happy that we are having Dr. Prashant, Manju, we have Ravi, we have Vijeda. Vijeda is joining from India, and Dr. Grace Johnson, who is a double PhD, she is joining from, I think, from Kottayam. So we are all connected, we are all coming together, and let us keep it together. What we need is active participation and active members. My only request to all of us here, let us bring in more like-minded members to our club. Let us extend whatever support that might be needed for similar clubs in other places. Let us work together, let us join together. We are a force. We are a force for getting things done, to make a change, to make this world a better place. With that, it's now my pleasure to introduce another dynamic young gentleman. This person has impressed everyone through his focus on what is necessary. When he became the Vice President Education, he performed very silently. No one ever noticed that he was a dashing VP Education. He was silent, he was quiet, but the results were there for everyone to see. In 6 months, the club achieved 10 out of 10 DCP points. That was never ever achieved in the history of Periyar. So to that person, I hand over you two as our Toastmaster of the day. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Over to Toastmaster Manoj Kumar.
Thank you, President DTM Harish, for that flattering introduction. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and lovely children, A very pleasant good evening to all. Let me welcome you back to yet another edutainment session, and I hope you all are going to have a great time today. As the Toastmaster of the day tonight, my job is to act as your host and make tonight's session a very interesting one. Let me come to you or introduce today's theme of the day, which is a new beginning. So, what comes to your mind when you say a new beginning? Anyone? Anyone who would like to put in a word or two?
A clean slate.
Sorry?
A clean slate.
Okay.
New beginning means open parachute.
Okay.
Something has come to an end and we are starting with something else.
Wonderful. So, something, when we say a new beginning, it mainly refers to something like we are starting off, right? We are starting off something new. So, when we look back in those past days, we all have had a new beginning in our lives at different phases, like the first time when we joined our school, the first time we went to a college, the first time we got a job, and then of course changing jobs, right? We all have experienced a new beginning at some point of time. I basically chose this topic because I felt it is pretty relevant in today's time, especially when we have if you look at the last 2 years of the pandemic situation that we all have gone through, we saw how people were badly affected. But don't you feel that we all need a break in our lives, which is very critical? Today, as we move along, this pandemic has become a part of our life. But we all are set to look at a life which prevailed in the pre corona period, if I may term so. We got to spend uh, quite a lot of time with our family and dear ones, which many of us were missing out due to our hectic schedules. However, today, everyone, including children, are back to the offices and schools. We all have been meeting online over the last 2 years, but today we can at least think of probably going back to those offline meetings, right? Well, something which is very relevant in today's meeting, if I may uh, go with the theme today, is I'm sure our own Toastmaster, Madam Manju Biju, has already set her mind towards a new beginning by assuring herself and our club about restarting her Toastmasters journey. Let me take this opportunity to wish her all the best in this new journey. So, let us all look at a new beginning in the days to come and move ahead as we have been doing it all through. With that, I would like to enter into the educational program of this evening. To help me conduct the educational programs, I have a talented team of assignees. I would like to introduce each one of them to you. Let me first have the privilege of introducing the general evaluator. As the general evaluator, we have our own very talented, charming, well, whatever we say, the words would be less. It's none other than DTM Manoj C. Nair. I would introduce him in detail during the evaluation session. However, DTM Manoj C. Nair, can you please acknowledge your presence and explain your role as the general evaluator?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests, a very warm good evening to all of you. My role as general evaluator today is to observe and evaluate everything from beginning to the end of the meeting and lead a constructive evaluation session when called upon to do so. I will wrap up the entire proceedings of the meeting, complementing good practices and indicating the areas requiring improvement. I've already started my journey from the beginning. So I wish a wonderful meeting for Periyar. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, DTM Manoj C. Nair. Next in line, we have our grammarian and wordmaster. As the grammarian and wordmaster tonight, we have Toastmaster Sabu Cletus, our immediate past president. Toastmaster Sabu Cletus, could you please explain your role as the grammarian and wordmaster?
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day and fellow Toastmasters, guests. Today, my role, I have a dual role today. One is grammarian and another one is wordmaster. So grammarian, I will listen, as a grammarian, I will listen all the speeches and I will note down good usages and not so good usages. At the same time, as a wordmaster, is possible to display Toastmaster Ravi? So I'm introducing a word.
Yes, of course. Please go ahead.
I'm introducing a word that is tenacious. Word you can see in the screen, tenacious. It's an adjective. The meaning is not readily relinquishing a position, principle, or a course of action determined, so and so. So I request all the speakers use this word in your speeches and your future conversation. At the same time, you can see the usage of this word. Be tenacious while teaching children. Miracles can happen. The next one more sentence is determined to catch the killer. The police officer was tenacious in his pursuit. So two sentences are given here. So you can use this word in your conversation. And I wish a educational evening today. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sabu Cletus. Next, we have our table topics master. As the table topics master tonight, we have our own vibrant president, DTM Harish Bhargavan. DTM Harish Bhargavan, could you please explain your role as the TT master?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. My role today as a TT master will be to conduct the TT sessions. So next week we are going to have our area contest. So for the contestants, this will going to be a good chance to prepare. And I think we have only two speakers today, so we may have the luxury of taking up more topics today. So please be prepared. There is a high chance that everyone will be called for a TT. Over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you, DTM Harish. As the timer tonight, we have yet another stalwart of Periyar Toastmasters Club who is very fond of number 3. DTM Harish is DTM Shivadas Bhaskaran, could you please explain your role as the timer?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster of the Day, tenacious leaders, a warm good evening to one and all. Today, my role as a timer to track the time taken by each speakers, TT speakers, and evaluators. For the speakers, the allotted time is 5 to 7 minutes, minimum with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. For the tabletop speaker, is time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on upper side. For the evaluators, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. I shall wrap up the time taken by each speakers when called upon to do so at each section. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, DTM Shivadas Bhaskaran. Last but not the least, as the vote counter and Zoom master, tonight we have our own multi-talented VP Education. Toastmaster Ravi Nair, could you please explain your role as the vote counter and Zoom master?
Tenacious Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, a warm good evening. I would like to thank the tenacity that the Toastmaster of the Day showed today to become the Toastmaster of the Day itself, as he was, trying to skip off the meeting. Let me tell you that. And coming back to the role, as Zoom Master, it's my duty to conduct the whole meeting without any obstruction. And as Word Master, I will be conducting the e-poll when asked upon to do so. Over to Toastmaster of the Day, Manoj.
Thank you, VP Education Toastmaster Ravi Nair. So that finishes the introduction to the team of my assignees. Please give them a big round of virtual applause. With that, let us now begin the educational session, the prepared speech session. Tonight, we have two speakers who are going to present their speeches. The first speaker tonight is attempting her Level 1 Project 3 speech. The evaluator for the first speaker is Toastmaster Dr. Shanti Rekha. Toastmaster Shanti Rekha, could you please read out the objectives of for the speech by the speaker?
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. Today, Toastmaster Hema is going to attempt the the level 3 project that is researching and presenting. And the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. And the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Shanti Rekha. Our first speaker tonight is a very soft-spoken, dedicated, and our First Lady, the better half of our President, Toastmaster Hema Harish. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Hema Harish. Title of the speech is Down the Memory Lane. Down the Memory Lane, Toastmaster Hema Harish.
Good evening. Would you like to sit, relax, and dream? Me too like daydreaming very much. When my mentor asked me to deliver my next speech, I did not have a subject to talk about. I sat down and relaxed. I went down the memory lane to my sweet childhood days. Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. It was about 35 years ago. The school bell sounded different that day. It was the closing day at school for annual vacation. We rushed home feeling great. No more cramming, No more books, no more teachers. Ahead of us was a vast pool of time to dream, play, and enjoy the way we wanted. Absolutely carefree. On every vacation, we used to go to our grandmother's house, which was in a remote village. Me and my brothers were sleepless that night. On the next day, early morning, we all together, along with my parents, were standing at the bus stop. A cold, refreshing, gentle breeze swept through our faces, and the melodious hymns from the nearby temples were pleasant to the ears. Newspaper boys and milkmen were on the street. I still remembering a bullock cart carrying coconut husk and the proud owners exchanging pleasantries with us. Our bus came. Me and my brothers sat together in the same seat with full of excitement. A signal from the conductor and the bus started moving. The beauty of the interior village was paddy fields bordered by coconut palms, lush green hillocks, and the sight of the small streams were breathtaking. After 4 hours of journey, we reached our destination, the bus stop in front of the government school. We hurried out to find our cousins waiting under the large banyan tree. There was a small library under the gentle shade of the banyan tree. Behind the library, there was a small stream with the crystal clear water. The beauty of the flowing water, the wriggling fishes, and even the floating weeds were enchanting. We could not control ourselves. We all ran down and stepped in the stream. It was pure bliss. Clear, cool water wetting our feet. With both our hands, we took a scoopful of water and washed our faces. We were so refreshed. We started running towards the house through the ridges on the field. I was tiny in front of the tall paddy. On the way, there was a temple and a grove. Creepers were dangling from the trees. Swinging by the creepers, I felt complete freedom. No responsibilities, no worries, no troubles, and no one to shout, scold, or control us. Soon, we could also hear our stomachs growling. At home, a grand delicious sadhya on plantain leaf was ready. After lunch, we all sat down under the eleni tree, full of flowers bathed in fragrance. Evenings were busy, collecting jasmine flowers and making garlands. I was so happy those days. Happy days passed by soon. Collecting water lilies, sucking nectars from the plantain flowers, the ant bites, grandmother's massage with coconut oil, all have become memories now. How happy I felt, how happy I miss my childhood days. I wish to relive my childhood days. I take my children to that village whenever time permits. Now all are busy and everyone have no time for anything, and my cousins were far away now. The pandemic has worsened the situation and find it difficult for everyone to travel. Hopefully, when the condition normalizes, we will surely plan to get together in that village which is the sanctum of solace. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hema.
Thank you.
The second speaker tonight will be presenting her Level 3, Project 3. The evaluator for the second speaker is DTM Biju CR. DTM Biju, could you please read out the objectives of the speaker?
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today, Madam Toastmaster Grace Johnson is attempting her speech from Pathway Manual Storytelling. Project is Level 3, Project 3. And the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. Best wishes, Speaker Toastmaster Grace. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, DTM Biju. Our second speaker tonight is again a very soft-spoken, humble, and a holder of 2 or even more PhDs, I believe. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Dr. Grace Johnson. Title of her speech is Pain of Humiliation. Pain of Humiliation, Toastmaster Dr. Grace Johnson.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Never judge a book by its cover. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, a warm good evening to all. We all always try to judge others. There is no need for any degrees to judge or evaluate others. And we try to criticize or evaluate to seeing the outside appearance of any person. Today, I would like to bring a story. It's happened in Karnataka. 2 weeks before, it's happened in a Mahindra showroom. When we hear about Mahindra, in my mind, the came in about the Thar Mahindra, and I was so excited to travel in Thar also. But after hearing this incident, I started to even hate that Mahindra vehicle also. Maybe you all heard about this story. 2 weeks before in Karnataka, a farmer went to Mahindra showroom and he wanted to buy a Bolero SUV pickup. And he was checking many vehicles in the showroom, but the salesman was not ready to tell or anything to him. But instead of that, a person was well dressed, and if we are going to a showroom, we know that the salesman will try to give lot of details and make us to buy that vehicle. But this farmer, he went to the shop with an ordinary clothes. His outside appearance was very poor. And he was a farmer with his 2 friends. He entered to Mahindra showroom. That was, he saw that the many salesman was approaching other customers, but he's not getting any approach from the salesman. And he asked, a salesman was telling that I wanted to buy a Bolero SUV, but the salesman was telling that you cannot afford the money. Then the salesman told that you don't have even 10 rupees in your pocket, then how can you buy 10 lakh vehicle? But this farmer told that I can bring you the money within an hour. Can you do a purchase for me? That then this salesman told, of course, within 1 hour we can do all the arrangement. But the salesman and other executives started to tease him. But that was a painful moment for any person. But he went back without telling anything, and he went back and bring 1 lakh rupees with his friends. Many people accompanied that. When he entered that showroom, the sales executive and other sales managers was so wondered. They cannot do that because this was a long waiting list vehicle. But they cannot give them that. But the man told that you within an hour before, you told that if I bring money within an hour, I will get this vehicle. I have to get. But he called that police officers. This became a big issue, and he and his friends started to sit in front of that shop. Then someone, not this farmer, take all the videos about this happening. It became viral in social media, and some people tagged this incident to Anand Mahindra, and it was a big shame for the Mahindra group. But it was a big thing for that farmer. Then farmer told that I needed to get an apologies from the salesman other way. It was in a written manner. I needed to get, but I never enter in your shop. I don't want. But the salesman other team cannot do anything that. And he went back to the home. But Anand Mahindra tittered on the titter that we welcome this farmer to our family. It is a big shame for our group. And within 1 week, the Bellore SU reached in his house with a big team from Mahindra Group. And then all the people was happy. But my dear friends, think that humanity and the pain the farmer got the instead. I can tell you a story. Our congregation is Protestant. We never allowed to wear any ornaments except wedding ring. That's also in the rare case only. After my 10th, I was traveling in a bus. One nun came to me and told that you are looking very good, and I think that you are from a good family. Maybe about the financial condition and or other things, you cannot wear the ornaments. Then she was welcoming to her convent, and she told that we will do all the educational facility and other things here for you. Then I looked her and told, I am from the Protestant and my congregation name is Brethren. My father is a priest. And when I told her the name of my father, she became wonder because my father was famous in that area. Then suddenly she moved from my place to other place. Yes, my dear friends, many times this happened in our life also. We know this proverb like this, never judge any book by its cover. This farmer, Kapakauda, he got a good paint from the salesman and other team. But think that this person have a rich farmer, not a poor one. Only his outside appearance was very poor. That was happened in this Mahindra showroom. The salesman other teams tried to mock and tease him with this. They thought that he cannot afford anything. But my dear friends, this positive story, I would like to say that never ever judge any people without seeing their outside appearance. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Grace. That was the end of our prepared speech session. Can I please have the timer's report?
Yes, of course, dear Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Hema Harish took 5 minutes 57 seconds, and Toastmasters Grace Johnson took 6 minutes 13 seconds. Both the speakers are qualified. Thank you. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, DTM Shivadas. I presume there will be no voting since there are only two speakers. Now, let us get into the most exciting session of any club meeting, which is the table topic session. To conduct this session, we have our own president who is committed and putting in all his efforts that is required to take our club to greater heights. Please help me welcome DTM Harish Bhagavan as our TT Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. Dear all, we are into this very exciting session. And as we have the area contest next week, there are 3 of our members who are going to be contestants in the area. So let me give them some tricky topics first, and later on we'll come to all others as well. So first, it's my privilege to invite my dear colleague who became our TT champion in the very second, I mean, he became a winner in table topics in the very second time he attempted in the club level. So to my dearest friend, Sushil Gupta, this topic for you is, how is new normal for you? How is new normal for you?
Okay, thank you all Toastmasters, and thank you all distinguished guests. Regarding new normals, actually, we all knows that after this corona, the things have changed dramatically, and many people used to do the things in different ways, felt by many of us. But the thing is that when there is a pain, there is a gain. A pain cannot last forever. So even if there is a disease and there is a pain, slowly, people used to get accompanied of it. So the things now, they have some things which were not good, like many people have died during this pandemic, but this has been a boon for many of the enterprises and many of the new businesses, many of the new startups, and many new persons. They learn new skills actually. Like me, I have learned a lot of things during this pandemic, during working from home, during working in the digital space. So the thing is that, yes, there was something which is not good, but we learned a lot, and now this new normal has brought a lot of opportunities for me. Now my space has been enlarged, and this is very good, and it's giving a lot of opportunities to me. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sushil, for attempting that question very well. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yes. So now let me go to DTM Shivadas Bhaskaran. DTM Shivadas is going to compete in the area. So DTM Shivadas, the question to you is, which one came first, chicken or egg? Why?
Table topic master and fellow Toastmasters, a warm good evening to one and all. As far as my knowledge is concerned, chicken came first. This is my confirmations to you, table topic master, because the chicken means a living phenomenon. If some living phenomena is there, other subsequent activities are carried on there. This is a universal accepted truth. So if chicken is alive only, I firmly believe that egg will come out of from them. So if you have any disagreement, someone can catch up me and please provide adequate proof for that. So if it is that case, I have to believe that chicken came first without any doubt at all. This is my great experience on this phenomenon. So as far as my knowledge is concerned, I don't want to talk further on that, how it is came from that I need to go up with a detailed investigation on that. But my gut feeling is that chicken came first, and this is my conclusion on this particular subject. Thank you so much. Back to the table topic master.
Thank you, DTM Shivadas, for taking that tricky question very well and creatively. Now, third is our own Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, the question to you is, virtual or real? Virtual or real?
Thank you, Table Topics Master, for that very good, interesting but confusing question. Real is always better than virtual. Having said so, in today's scenario, we all have accepted the fact that anything virtual is real. Whatever we see today is more on the virtual front than the real things that we afford to see. Most of the things which we talk about, which we understand, which we perceive, it has become virtual. Things have been coming up. Things are being there are new inventions coming up which talks about virtually no, being conducted. It's not just these meetings or anything, but we talk about anything and everything under the sky that can become virtual. Seeing everything in reality might not be possible in the coming days. So let us pull our socks and be ready to face a time, a world, and be prepared to see the change which would be called as the virtual reality. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster TT Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. Actually, sometimes the question itself will be open to interpretation because those kind of subjects also we need to practice on. Thank you for handling it very well. Next, let me invite a champion TT speaker, Toastmaster Prashant. Toastmaster Prashant, your question is, what is your favorite smell?
Thank you for that wonderful question, which is very relevant now, because at present, I'm waiting to get a smell because I've entered my second day of COVID. And this is when I really value what I never used to value before. Smell. What is it? There are certain things in life that we take for granted. But when we are deprived of it, that is when we know the value of smell. There was a time when I used to check the perfume, whether I could get, is this the right smell for me? Is this it? But now I'm waiting for some smell from anywhere, because that would be the cue that I'm getting relieved from this COVID symptom. So when it comes to smell at present, I feel any smell from anywhere would be my silver lining. Having said that, smell and fragrance is two different things. The fragrance from a rose is what everyone wants. And as I would also say, there's going to be a time when I will also get the smell and find out what the fragrance is. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Dr. Prashant, and thank you for that personal connection that resonates very well in this time. Now, let me invite DTM Biju CR. DTM Biju? DTM Biju CR, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. DTM Biju, the question to you is, what has fear of failure stopped you from doing? What has fear of failure stopped you from doing?
here. Thank you. It was a tenacious question from TT Master. And for me, the fear of failure, for me, when I was learning one of the important activity in life, that is extracurricular activity, that is swimming. I tried twice in life, and 2 times I failed to gain that swimming quality. Why? Because whenever I drown to the depth of the swimming pool or in the river, I used to have one traumatic situation in my life. One of my friend was drawn on the river when I was seeing, and we were taking bath together. That time, that fearful mind comes on to me, and when I drawn to the swimming pool, and I was having that horrible story on my life, it was taunting me to stop that, to acquiring that quality or new things in life. Of course, that was even a haunting memory in my, horrible memory in my life. I should try to overcome twice in life to learn swimming, but it was not happen. And I am now waiting for another third attempt. And I try to learn this skill to my daughter, and she is a good swimmer now. But unfortunately, I couldn't be a swimmer still now. And I will try to overcome this fear of failure, and I will be one of a good swimmer in the future. Back to Toastmasters today.
Thank you, DTM Biju, for that authentic speech. Now, we have DTM Shibu Savior there. Shibu, DTM Shibu? DTM Shibu, are you there?
I think there is some problem on my audio. Could you please, is it clear, my voice?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, then DTM Shibu, may I give you a topic?
Yeah, please.
Okay. DTM Shibu, your question is, when should you reveal a secret that you promised you wouldn't reveal? Your question is, when should you reveal a secret that you promised you wouldn't reveal?
Thank you, DTM Harish Bhargavan, for that very tricky question. TT Master and fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Usually, these things has happened in our family life. I would say, because also I don't want to really unveil it. So because other than these issues, maybe it is coming also in your professional career, in your office, something like that. Sometimes you already talk to yourself, to your mind, to never disclose to anyone. But some situations, some people, they were very eager to ask something, such a person like me, I'm talking about my personality. Sometimes it's happening like that also. So maybe some genuine, reason or cause we have to disclose to, we have to get to know to somebody should, they should get to know this matter. So sometimes it's happening. Actually, I don't want to explain the such because already I revealed, so I don't want to I don't want to it again. That's all, Mr. TT Master. Back to you. Thank you.
Harish, you are muted.
Harish, you are muted.
Oh,
You're muted.
Sorry. Thank you, DTM Shivu. It was a very interesting take on that topic. Thank you very much. Well done. Now, Vijayda, are you ready to take a topic? Vijayda?
Hi.
Yes, yes. So that means you are ready. Okay. The question to you is this: what bad habits you want to break?
Bad habits.
Yes.
Yeah, if you actually give this list to Ravi, he will give you a very big list of things that he considers as a bad habit for me.
Right.
So this topic should actually be given to Ravi, not to me. But the one thing is like the main thing that I want to break is my anger. I have, seriously anger control issues. I can't control my anger. That is the thing, like, I would like to first and the priority portion to break up. I can't speak more than this. Actually, preparing to quarantine Ravi. Ravi is now roaming around freely and I'm quarantined here. Sorry for that.
That's fine. Okay, thank you, Vijayda. Thank you. It was very interesting, and I think you're not a member. As a guest, it was an exceptional attempt. So naturally, the next question should go to Ravi. So Ravi, the question is, what one thing would you like to change in your spouse?
Well, I mean, we forgot that it's a Toastmaster meeting and would have got into a mutual argument as usual. Toastmaster of the day, TT Master of the day, fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Well, the things to be changed, she had recognized herself, the anchor. she well knows that she's over the limit. So it is the first thing which I would like to change in her. And as she said, there will be a lot of things. I will come up with the list sometimes when you are free. So the list is very long. So just conclude in that way. Over to the TP Master.
Thank you, Ravi. You are the VP Education, so you are the person for us to do experiments on. So please bear with the consequences.
No problem.
Right. Dr. Shanti, can you take up a question? Dr. Shanti?
Right now I'm Division L ExCom meeting, so literally listening.
Okay.
Sorry. Because now I have to just say something.
Okay. The question I would like to give you is how to do multitasking. If you can do it, please.
Multitasking I'm doing right now. Sorry, sir. Please excuse me for this time. Surely next time I'll be there.
All right. Okay. Dr. Grace? Dr. Grace?
Yes, sir.
Madam, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. So the question to you is, question to you, Dr. Grace, what do you know well enough to teach others? What do you know well enough to teach others?
TT Master, fellow Toastmaster, exam, good evening to all. I'm a researcher now, and I'm so passionate to do the research. So I would like to teach others, especially the women who are saying that they cannot do anything in their life, and I can show that an example in myself. In any circumstance, we can do something creativity in our life, and so learning is a process. Anytime we can do that, that will help us to in one way or other way in our life. In my life also, I can tell you that when I came back from Saudi Arabia, many things I thought that I cannot do in my life. But later, from the situations, I learned many things. So the one thing I can tell, especially with the woman category, means never give up. Try yourself and do the things in a better way. Never expect anything in our life. We have to try the things in a better way, and one day or other way we will get it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gaze. It was very good attempt. Thank you. Now, Sabu, ready?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So, Sabu, your question is, what's a quick decision you once made that changed your life? What's a quick decision you once made that changed your life?
Table topic master, Toastmasters, distinguished guest, a warm good evening. The quick decision I made in my life, that is to transfer from India to Saudi Arabia. That influenced me a lot because I got a lot of good friends. Different profits I have, but on the same time, I got a lot of good friends, which is having a good outside view, out view. Because if I was in India or in Kerala, I will be like a Kuba Manduka Butti, means it's only a limited inside the well. The frog is thinking that that is the world. So I will be like that. Once I moved from India to Saudi Arabia, I understood a lot of peoples, lot of different types of peoples, nationalities, culture, and their living style. So that is a big change, that made big change in my life. So that was the biggest and the great decision which I taken in my life. Over to you, tabletop master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sabu, for being on the topic. Very good, strong attempt. Now, Hema, ready? Hema Harish? Hema Harish?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So the question to you is, what simple fact do you wish more people understood? What simple fact do you wish more people understood?
Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, and dear friends. The most important factor I wish to be with others is compassion and empathy. The most well-known person I remembered with compassion and empathy is Dr. Gopinath Mudukar. He's a great magician, but he after the magic life, he dedicated his life wholly to differentially abled young children. And now in Facebook also, I am really following him, watching his dedication to the to the children with cerebral palsy, like that type disorders. I want to become I want to become a person like him later. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good attempt. Now there is only one person left. That is our general evaluator, who is the TT evaluator. DT Manoj Nair, you cannot escape. The question is, if you could do it all over again, would you change anything? If you could do it all over again, would you change anything?
Thank you, General Evaluator, for that very nice question, actually. Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, very warm good evening to all of you. But the thing which I would change all over again is only one thing in my life. I lost my younger brother in the age of 19 when in an accident in 1995. That changed me a lot, changed my family a lot, and the whole world changed for me because of that. If anytime you could change anything, I will always wish to change that incident which made him lose his life. So I personally believe that is the only major thing. A lot of things can change, but only major thing in my life I can change anywhere, anytime. If anybody asks me about that, the loss of my younger brother in an accident in a younger age of 19 can change. It will be great favor for me for any time in my life. That's all. Over to Jan.
Thank you, DT Manoj. It was a very personal, very touching DT. We have covered all. Now, a privilege to our contestants. Would you wish to attempt another topic? Gupta, Shiva, Manoj, would you wish to attempt? Yes, Manoj is ready. Yes, okay. Manoj.
Okay.
Yeah, Gupta is also ready. How about Shiva?
Yeah, whether this we should not track the time, right? These additional topics.
This additional topic? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So first, let me go to Shiva because he will then be relieved of timing. I mean, okay, Shiva.
1 second. Let me. Okay.
Okay. When did you first realize that life is short? When did you first realize that life is short?
Yes. Table topic master, fellow Toastmaster, and my dear friends. Yes, it's absolutely identified when I become orphan on March 30th, 2021. My father has expired from this world. Because all you know, he's the most powerful person, most influenced person, and my whole life actually. So that situation, even I could able to reach on time on 3rd of March 2021 after the call from my sister. But that 25 days I have spent with him, one of the most memorable days in my whole life, as a person, as a son, as everything, because he is my primary world, he is my whole world. That I even felt that I become orphan and still I become orphan. This is the greatest loss for me and for my whole life. So having said, I know that the death and birth is a reality, but still it is very, very hard to overcome, to think that situation. So this is the best thing I could able to, even still sometimes we are talking about our father or something like that, I become extremely got emotional. So this is the most connectivity. I feel that every son or every daughter has a similar feeling. With that, let me conclude. This is the most things which even I could not able to forget and able to, and I wish him just he live in eternal peace. Thank you. Back to distinguished Toastmaster Harish Parker.
Thank you, Shiva, for that touching personal story. Now, Toastmaster Manoj. Manoj, the question is, what is one downside of the modern day world? What is one downside of the modern day world?
I truly believe that one of the most precious things we as human beings can possess at any point of time is the relationships that we make, that we cultivate during our journey of life. TT Master, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, a very pleasant good evening once again. Relationships are the critical aspect in anyone's life because those are the parameters, if I may term so, those are the parameters which comes into our life at any point of time, whether we are stressed, whether we are happy, whether we are anxious about something. The relationships that we take along with us play the most important aspect in anyone's life. If I may say, if I may quote about my personal experiences, there has been times, when I was just entering into my early 20s, I have been hit hard on the personal front. And the only thing that I could depend was the relations which I had around me. And I can bet on that till date, I have been carrying those relations with me, and that would be there till my last breath. So, I would like to conclude saying that relationships are the one which matter to everyone. Thank you. Back to you, TT Master.
Thank you for that excellent take, Toastmaster Manoj. Now to Toastmaster Gupta. Toastmaster Gupta, your question is, what questions do you often ask yourself? What questions do you often ask yourself?
Good evening, Toastmasters. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. The question normally I asked often to myself, whether I hurt anybody knowingly or unknowingly in past, whether it is really I have done it, or if I have done it, what was the consequences to those to that person. I always feel means I kept on questioning, and I always feel means bad about that. My aim is always to not to harm anybody knowingly, but the thing is that many circumstances comes in life that you cannot keep everybody happy. So somebody remains happy and somebody becomes unhappy. So but the thing is that you need to keep a balance on it. So but even it is done, I know, yes, this question or this thing could have made that fellow or that person unhappy, but I keep on thinking how to make that how to make that thing that made that person unhappy, how to make that what can I do so that it became normal. So this is the thing which I keep this is the question which I keep asking myself many times in the past. And thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Sushil. It's a very noble thought that you have shared. Excellent. Now I think we can take only one more thing. I think we are exceeding time. So my question, Dr. Prashant or anyone else, would you like to attend once more? Please. Okay, I think Dr. Prashant likes to do, I think, one more. Okay. So Okay, Dr. Prasant, the question to you is, how much money per month is enough for you to live comfortably? How much money is enough for you per month to live comfortably?
12 rupees, I think, is enough for me to live comfortably. Because I think 12 rupees is the cost of that. In Kerala, you get one agarbatti called nice. That is to keep the mosquitoes away. If I'm able to sleep soundly, I believe that is the happiest moment I can have. You keep your worries away, keep it in the office or keep it just outside your bedroom. If you're able to have a nice sleep without the mosquitoes, that is what I would say is the happiest moment of my life. And I call that, if I'm able to sleep successfully, that's the success of my life. So to answer your question, if I'm able to make 12 rupees and if I'm able to buy that nice agarbatti, which drives away the mosquitoes, I'll be the happiest person. And I guess that's my take for the evening. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you for that creative attempt of that very ordinary run-of-the-mill question. That's an excellent example of how to, attempt a table topic in a very unique manner. I think with that, we can conclude our TT session. Our timer, can we have the timer's report? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. You give me some time to read all the time. I exactly took the time taken by each tenacious speakers. Okay. Tenacious table topic master, not only, but also the tricky table topic master of the today. The time taken by each speakers is as follows. First, in the first attempt, Toastmaster Sushil took 1 minute 58 seconds. Toastmaster Shivadas took 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Manoj Kumar took 1 minute 40 seconds. Toastmaster Prashant took 1 minute 41 seconds. Toastmaster Biju Sia took 1 minute 38 seconds. Toastmaster Shibu Xavier took 1 minute 50 seconds. Guest Vijida took 1 minute 03 seconds. Ravi took 1 minute. Toastmasters Grace took 1 minute 04 seconds. Toastmaster Sabu took 1 minute 28 seconds. Toastmaster Hema took 1 minute 38 seconds. Toastmaster Manosi Nair took 1 minute 30 seconds. This is the first round of speakers, and subsequently the second round of speakers. Toastmaster Shiva took 1 minute 59 seconds. Toastmaster Manoj Kumar took 2 minutes 09 seconds. Toastmaster Sushil took 1 minute 58 seconds, and Toastmaster Prashant took 1 minute 05 seconds. Thank you so much. Back to the table topic master.
Excellent. This is how a tenacious Toastmaster will look like. That we had a timer's report that was delivered, conducted with tenacity. I am not sure whether it will be possible to launch a poll. I don't know, because we had such a long list of. So I leave it to our VP Education to decide whether to conduct a poll or not. Okay, with that, let me hand over to our Toastmaster of the day.
Poll is ready.
Wonderful.
Thank you, TT Master, DTM Harish, for that wonderfully conducting TT session. Probably this is the first time when each and every participant of this meeting, except for the TT Master, has spoken on the topics. Thank you so much. And vote counter, you may please display the e-polling, and I think we'll continue with the session. In the meantime, we'll get the things. Yeah. So the next, let us get into the last and the final segment of this meeting, which is the evaluation session. To conduct the evaluation session, we have an energetic and ever smiling, a definite asset not only to the club but to the whole Toastmaster fraternity. Give him a task and consider it as done. What more do I need to say about him? Please help me welcome DTM Manoj C. Nair as the General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for that very cheerful introduction. Thank you very much. I am humbled with that. Let me come to my session. Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, a very warm good evening once again. The most important benefit of Toastmasters program is undoubtedly the feedback to the speakers of evaluation of their speeches. There is no doubt that it is the evaluation that helps the speaker to polish his already developed or inherited speaking skills. By choosing our words carefully and making suggestions instead of criticisms, we can make evaluations more and more effective also. Today, we have an array of great evaluators and great speakers, and definitely I expect a wonderful evaluation session today. I will come directly to the session because already we are a little late with that lengthy table topic session. To evaluate the prepared speech of Toastmaster Hema Harish, we have a gentle and candid person. He is a great speaker, a motivator, an amicable leader, and a sincere friend. Without doubt, she is a trailblazer in Jubail Toastmasters arena. Fellow Toastmasters, please help me in welcoming Toastmaster Dr. Shantirekha Rao to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Hema Harish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj C. Nair, for that wonderful and exhilarating, introduction. I'm really overwhelmed. Thank you once again, and good evening, everyone. In particular, Toastmaster Hema Harish. What should I say about you? The way you present. And before we go ahead, proceed, there was a small confusion within with the objective. The objective was like recommendations, whatever you have received in the last speech, you have to improvise based on the recommendations, and you have to deliver the speech. Having said that, really, you are a wonderful, tenacious speaker. Congratulations that you have successfully completed the project with all the recommendations you got in your last speech. And basically the topic, like when you said down your memory line, literally I was really excited to go through a life journey, to travel with you in the time machine where you took to the bus stop and what you did during your childhood. You painted the entire picture in a wonderful way with your beautiful words. You are really an English teacher, I should say that. I don't know whether you are, but you are really, the words which you used in painting the picture, your memory lane was fabulous. Congratulations. And the most important thing is the way you expressed what happened at every, stop, or what happened in that age. I was able to visualize them. And that is a beauty. And that is a beauty of any speech, wherein you get connect with the audience get connect with you and able to go along with you. That is what you were able to do with your speech. And the best thing is that you used beautiful adjectives, and you are master of using figure of speech, because illustrations, the personifications, all were really reflected in your speech. Great job, Hema. Having said this, we are all here to improve ourselves. So just 3 humble suggestions. The first thing is that we would love to see you standing and deliver your speech. Because what happens is when you stand and deliver, we can see your hand gestures. I think this was the recommendation was there in your last speech. However, you have done your the expressions, the gestures were there. But had it been your hand movements, would have been really added value to your speech. Secondly, little more of voice modulation. When there are some characters in any speech, when you bring characters, the one of the thing we always look at, mother and daughter, or the bus stop, the conductor and you would change, in your speech. And the last but not the least, the eye contact. Always look at what you have, the camera, and they are your audience. So having this wonderful, great job. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dr. Chandrekha Rao, for that very, very, very clinical evaluation. I am sure that Toastmaster Hema Harish will definitely benefit out of the same. Now, to evaluate the prepared speech of Toastmaster Grace Johnson, we have a Toastmaster who brought many laurels to our club. I have never seen such a daring person with such wide spectrum of distinctions. Whatever responsibility he undertakes, he will do it with a difference. Like his presidential team, he expedites every activity he undertakes with passion. Fellow Toastmasters, please help me in welcoming DTM Biju Sia to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Grace Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, for the elevated introduction. Thank you so much. Good evening, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished once again. And in particular, Toastmaster Grace Johnson. And once I go for your evaluation of your speech, prima facie, I can say that you are impressed me as a tenacious speaker, because you met all the objectives of this project as an impressive storyteller. And the story and the type of speech, as I can say that it was from real life and the example of others, and you connected with your own story. And it proved the conveying of your message substantially to the audience. It's a well-crafted speech. You started with a beautiful statement: never judge a book with its cover page. And from that itself, the audience will come to know that you are going to tell us the painful story of humiliation happened to someone. And you've taken us through the story of Kapagowda, a poor farmer from Karnataka. The real story happened recently. And it was having good connections that most of us has read about it from the Mahindra and its owner, how it was reacted to the humiliation happened to a poor farmer. And you narrated well and achieved the purpose of saying this pain of humiliation. And logically arranged, your eye contact was very good. And you are talking to us by seeing the camera. That was a good gesture. And I'm having a humble recommendation of 2 points. Since it is a storytelling, there was a lot of opportunity to convey the conversation. In the story, there was 2 people are talking. Example, the salesman has told, can you bring at least 1 lakh rupees for this? Then I can give that. If you change the voice some arrogantly, that we can feel that that person is really humiliated. So in this type of voice modulation is required to tell a story, because there is a lot of emotions can connect through this voice modulations. And somewhat gesture, if you can bring with some more gesture, it will be more beautiful. And with your confidence and vivid experience and tenacity and confidence as a speaker, you can influence the audience very well by giving your strength, by polishing your strength and correcting the humble recommendations. Back to Mr. Jamari.
Thank you, DTM Biju Sia, for a very well conducted evaluation. I am sure that Toastmaster Grace Johnson will definitely benefit and will improve in his upcoming speeches with that evaluation points. Yeah.
1 minute, Mr. General Value, sorry to interrupt you. Since you are going to evaluate the table topic speakers, right?
Yeah.
Yes, since we have a first line of 12 speakers are there, so we need to allow 30 minutes for all the speakers, right?
Yes,
30 minutes per, and you are not going to evaluate for the second level of speakers. So how you are going to evaluate first? Actually, all the speakers you are evaluating in a chronological order. That first speakers, then first set of speaker or second set of speaker. Accordingly, I can look into the timing.
Yeah, I will do it in the chronological order itself.
Both the first level and second level, right?
Second level or first level, that
okay.
is no problem. I will
So
come
12,
again.
we will consider 12 speakers, right? 12 speakers.
Okay, fine, no problem. No
okay,
problem.
thank you. Thank
so
you.
6 minutes, I think 30 seconds per speaker. So that will be 6 minutes in total.
No worries, no worries. Okay, I will do it first. Okay. Yeah, to evaluate the table topic speaker, anyway, I myself has to do that. Let me come to that point directly. The first speaker, Toastmaster Sushil, the new normal was the question, and he wisely attempted the topic directly, and it connected to the pandemic situation. Very well done. Only thing which we can have a personal experience in that, so that it should have been more relevant to the topic, and it should have been much better. Well done. Next table topic speaker was Toastmaster Shivadas. Which one came first? The tricky question was there, chicken or egg was there. He very well handled, and he will directly come to the conclusion that chicken has come first. Very well done. You have spoken well. Should have, there was another part in the question why. We should have clarified that why also, then it should have been much better. That's my humble recommendation. Then comes to the third speaker, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. A tricky question, virtual or real was the question, and he came directly into the conclusion that real, he will go for real rather than virtual. Very well, nicely spoken with his personal experience, and he has gone ahead, and he has pointed out very clearly that real will be better. I personally believe that the conclusion should have been little more better in that case. Next table topic speaker was Toastmaster Prashant. Favorite smell was the tricky question connected by our table topic master. He also very well immediately connected with the COVID situation, because he's personally experiencing that situation, his personal experience he has connected. I only felt that there was space for humor, but it should have been done there. Only other than that, it was well done. Now coming to the next speaker, DTM Biju CR was the speaker, fifth speaker. What has fear of failure? That was a very nice question actually, and he very well spoke on the subject with his personal experience, coming to the point that swimming is the one personal thing which he has not done due to the fear of failure. Very nicely spoken with the personal experience. I personally felt that the conclusion should have been little more better. That's all. Otherwise, it was fantastically done. And next speaker was DTM Shibu's Xavier. Very well done. When should you reveal the secret? He personally he connected the topic with his personal family life. Very well done. It is all because everybody will be interested to know the family things very well. So there was some humor also connected in that. So you spoke very well. I personally felt that we should have been little more apt to that question, so that the cream of the question will not get away from there. So that was the only feeling, only thing which I can just recommend on that topic in that case. Next, seventh speaker was Madam Toastmaster Vijayda. Means the something that you cannot reveal. That was the question, and she very well spoke on the subject, and she personally felt that the question should have been apt for Toastmaster Ravi, because the thing which she want to change, that is the anger, should have been better explained by him, and that was very apt reply on that. I personally felt that the conclusion should have been better in that case. And our table topic master very well catching the point, asked the next question, topic to Toastmaster Ravi, the same thing. Means what means is the thing which like to change in your spouse. So Devi got the opportunity to connect it with his wife Vijeta, and the only one thing answer was already given by his wife. So he can connect to anger, and he has spoken on that. But I personally felt that there was a chance for inculcating some humor in that. That one you just missed in that case. Thank you, Devi. Now, the ninth table topic speaker was the Dr. Shandireka Rao. Multitasking was the question. She was doing the same thing. So she just concluded with that multitasking. Now coming to Dr. Grace, what should you know well to teach others? Actually, she's doing the same thing throughout her speeches. She's teaching something to others. And one thing which she very well felt that never expect anything from others and give more to others. That was her point in the speech. Very well spoken, but you can conclude the speech towards the end so that it will be more relevant, and it will be very catchy in that case. Otherwise, it was fantastic. Now coming to the 11th speaker, Toastmaster Shabu. What is the quick decision which he made? That was then immediately he connected it with this transfer to India, transfer from India to Saudi Arabia. Very well done, and he has put humor in that. He has connected his friends and relatives cases in that, personal experience in that. Very well spoken. My humble recommendation is you also can conclude in a much better way. It's only my recommendation. Coming to Toastmaster Hema Harish, what simple fact that you wish to more people should understand? Very well spoken. She came to the conclusion that the passion and empathy are the things which we have to connect. She connected with the thing, but a little more personal experience should have been made the speech much better. Then comes to the myself. Then it is what could you change anything in your life? In my case, I just talk about my personal experience with my brother's death. In that case, I personally felt that always emotion is okay, but always emotion will not work. That is my recommendation in that case. Okay, then coming to the next level of second part, that is Toastmaster Gupta. Toastmaster Shivadas. What's most forgettable situation? It was a question, and he directly connected his father's death, and very well spoken and very clearly spoke on the subject. I personally felt that it can be when the speech is come, the starting and the ending should connect. That is the only thing which I felt in the speech. Otherwise, well spoken by Toastmaster Shivadas. Now coming to the 15th Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. One downside of the modern day world, he very well spoken on the subject. I like that very well, and he came to the relationship between the people. Very well spoken. Really, we are losing relationships due to the such situations, and he very well spoken. Very good conclusion also, and I personally felt that some humor also can be connected in that. Otherwise, it was fantastically done. Then coming to Toastmaster Gupta, what question you often ask yourself was the topic given, and very well attempted the topic. Whether if if whenever I think, I personally felt that if something which I hurt anybody knowingly or unknowingly is the question which I usually ask, was this reply on that, and be very well spoken. My personal recommendation, humble recommendation, is that we can avoid repetitions and conclude better in that case. That is the only thing which I felt otherwise well spoken. And the last but not the least, Dr. Prashant was the question is, how much money per month is enough for you? He just asked sarcastically, very well spoken, sarcastically told 12 rupees to, and he put humor on that by bringing the nice agarbatti to avoid mosquitoes. Sarcastic situation of Kerala, and especially I think in Alleppey, the mosquitoes will be a big issue. So he put humor also and put the sarcastic situation also into our mind. I personally felt that you have spoken well, and with personal experience, little more conclusion should have been a little more better. That's the only thing which I recommend. First, and above all, I want to congratulate our table topic master, Toastmaster DTM Harish Bhargavan, for bringing of such variety of topics. Almost it was a study class for all the speakers, and it was, I think everybody attempted well, and it was a fantastic session. Over to General Evaluator, myself. Hope I have not taken much time. Okay, anyway, let me now request our timer to please present the times report.
Yes, tenacious general evaluator and my dear evaluator, this is a time taken by each evaluator. For Toastmaster Shanti Rekha took 3 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Biju Siyar took 2 minutes 48 seconds. And Toastmaster Manoj Sinai took 10 minutes 27 seconds. Thank you. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you. So there will not the voting will be except me and
as a special case, we can go for all the votings. It's my humble suggestions.
No, we can go for the.
Then Toastmaster Shanti and Toastmaster Biju, then no voting is required in that case.
Okay, fine. So I request our our vote counter to please cast the votes for the concerned speakers. Okay.
So only 2 evaluators are qualified. So is there any need to display the votes?
No.
Yeah, there will not be any voting. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So let me ask, I request our grammarian and wordmaster Toastmaster Sabu Cletus, could you please come to the lectern and give your, come to the virtual platform and give your report.
Most of the general evaluator, DTM Manoj Sinai, and fellow Toastmasters, good evening once again.
Good evening.
So the word tenacious used most of the Toastmasters and different most of times, and following are the some names I will read out. Shivadas, DTM Shivadas, DTM Revi, DTM Biju Siyar, DTM Harish Bhargavan, DTM Manoj Sinai, DTM Shanti Rekha. See, most of them are used. I wrote, and they are used in different times also. So thank you very much for that for using this word. And my advice is that to use this word in your future conversation also. Now moving to the grammarian and wordmaster, I noticed lots of good usages. So down the memory line, from there it starts. So I think more than 100 of beautiful words we can see in the speech of our Madam Toastmaster Hema Harish, especially the paddy field, the natural sceneries, everything, fresh gentle breeze, lush green. So this is all words always attracting our mind. And once we heard these words, there will be some emotions in our mind, and our mind also will be refreshed these words. And for another one is that never judge a book with its cover page. So lots of words are there. So only the few words I wrote down here. Apart from that, I would like to introduce, I would like to say few idiomatic expressions. So what I thought in the beginning, I should give the word and at the same time the sentence also, but time not permits because now we are running late. Due to that, I will not give not explain with these idiomatic words in a sentence. Instead of that, that word and its meaning. If you need, I will read out. One is that bed of roses. But bed of roses is a good idiom. So the meaning is the meaning is comfortable condition. Comfortable condition, bed of roses. And another one is that call to mind. Call to mind means remember. Then far and wide, that is everywhere. Then end in smoke, that is fail. So I have some sentence also, but due to time limitation, I am not going to that area. Having said this all, I really enjoyed the meeting, and I think it was a good and well educational session. And I especially thanks to our VP Education for giving such an opportunity for me. Over to you, General Evaluator, DTM Manoj Nair.
Thank you. Congratulations, Toastmasters Subcommittees, for being vigilant all the time, and thank you for the good messages and the words noticed. Thank you very much. Now, it is my turn to evaluate our meeting and the assignees. The meeting opened exactly at the time, and DTM Shivadas Bhaskaran has started fantastically. And our president, I noticed that means what he concluded that Toastmasters is the platform which make ordinary people do extraordinary things, or ordinary people will become extraordinary through this Toastmasters platform. Very well said, and it was fantastically. I personally felt that it was very apt and positive. Thank you, DTM Harish Bhagavan, for that very positive note in the starting. And the Toastmaster Manoj Kumar also shows with the theme, the new beginning. He pointed out that every new beginning shows a positive change. Very well said and very well explained. Fantastically done. That too. Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar, for that. Then word of the day was very well, it's a very good word, and most of the people use that. Thank you, Grammarian and Word Master, for that word selection. Then timer and other assignees, word counter, Zoom master, all the assignees, evaluators, everybody has done justice to their sessions, and very well done. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I felt very nice. The speakers, especially, I personally was down the memory line by Toastmaster Hema Harish, was extremely powerful speech, very nicely delivered speech. One thing which I felt that we all got refreshed with that face wash from the stream by using the nostalgic speech of tenacious Toastmaster Hema Harish. Actually, I felt very nicely when she was trying to wash the face with that from the stream. We all felt that we are refreshed and rejuvenated. That was the speciality of that speech. Very well done. Thank you, Toastmaster Hema Harish, for that. And the pain of humiliation by Toastmaster Grace Johnson also, exactly pointed out that we should not judge any book by its cover, with this the story, this personal story, as well as the story of the person in the came to the Mahindra showroom. Very well done. Speeches were excellent. Then the table topic session, actually, we should congratulate the table topic master for giving that training session for each and every speakers for the coming coming competitions, as well as for everybody who are going to attend the speeches, the table topic speeches in future. Very well done. With that, I feel that it was a fantastic session for everybody. Overall, the overall meeting was very well done. Only thing, some minor sound effects, sound problems here and there came. That was only disturbances which I noticed. Otherwise, it has gone very nicely, and very edutainment was there. Educational and entertainment both were met by this session. And I congratulate the VP Education as well as the President and the ESCOM for very nicely conducting the Periyar Toastmasters sessions. Thank you very much. I also enjoyed. I thank everybody who got me the opportunity to have take up the role of General Evaluator. Thank you very much. Over to Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Manoj, for that nicely conducted evaluation session. I'm sure all the speakers and the club leadership team will be benefited from your evaluation. Please give him and his team of evaluators a thunderous round of virtual applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
I would now request the vote counter to declare the winners of today's session.
Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guest. Warm good evening once again. Today we had in the prepared speeches session, we had two speakers, so there was no voting, and Toastmaster Hema Harish and Toastmaster Grace Johnson is declared as the winners. And in the TT session, we had a marathon TT session today. Terrific job by the president. 12 speakers giving 16 TT speeches, and incredible job by the timer as well as the TT evaluator. Maybe this, maybe never, it has never repeated in the Toastmaster history, I think. And obviously, there has been more than one winner. I mean, there are 4 winners, in fact, who has got 5 points. So let me take the name. The first name is Toastmaster Hema Harish, Best Table Topic Award. So second one is DTM Shivadas. Third is Toastmaster Prashant. And the fourth one is none other than our TT evaluator, DTM Manoj Sinayar. Congratulations. And evaluation, we had 2 evaluations today, evaluators today. So DTM Shanti Rekha Rao and DTM Biju CR has declared as winners. Congratulations once again to all of you and all the assignees. Thank you very much. Over to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravi Kumar, for effectively taking charge of the vote counter. And once again, congratulations to all the winners. Fellow Toastmasters, it was a thrilling and interesting educational experience for me tonight, and I hope you all have enjoyed this session. I thank the VP Education and the entire EXCOM for giving me this opportunity, and looking forward to taking more such assignments in future. Before I conclude, let me reiterate the theme of the day, a new beginning. and urge you all to treat this scenario as a new beginning and hope for better days in future. With that note, I would like to hand over this virtual lectern to our presiding officer, the President, DTM Harish Bhagavan. Thank you, and over to you, President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj Kumar. Thank you for being the TMOD with exquisite professionalism as usual. Let us give a round of applause to our Toastmaster of the day, Manoj Kumar now. And it was a very interesting session. And now the next, what we have to do is the business session. So let me invite our VP Education. If you have any announcements.
President, our next meeting will be conducted on January 10th. The assignees will be declared later. As of now, that's only we have.
Okay, yes. Okay. Yeah, dear members, our VP Education has already circulated a roster that is specifying the role as well as the speaking slot for all the members. Please stick to it. If that alone is done, our club will move smoothly. So let us take it on our part to commit to that roster so that each person can contribute the part that is required. And overall,
ഒരു മാറി ചിന്തിക്കുന്നുണ്ട് അല്ലയോ തിങ്കിങ്
hello
it's from our humorous cue.
Yes.
Hello,
Manju. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, Manju.
Hello, yes, Mr. President.
Yes. Is there anything that Manju would like to tell us now?
Yeah, Manju, Manju like to speak? You invited her for speak?
No, we heard that she was saying something. That's why.
Yeah, okay. She'll speak now. Actually, we are outside. She'll speak now.
Okay, right.
Harish?
Yes.
Hello. I am so much delighted to rejoin in Toastmasters in Periyar after 2 years gap. Periyar gave me immense strength, courage, and confidence to stand on my own feet. Whatever I am today is because of you all. Thank you, dear. Thank you, President DTM Harish Bhagavan.
Thank you, Manju. And we are also so happy that you are with us. And Toastmaster Prasad, just stay with us for just 2 more minutes. We will be concluding. And thank you for joining, even though you are down with fever. Thank you for choosing to be with us for these 2 whole hours. Would you like to tell us before you leave something as your message?
Thank you for the opportunity, and being with Periyar is really a pleasure. It's been quite some time since I've attended the meetings, but it's always a pleasure being with Periyar because the standard that you set is really high, and it's always a challenge to cross that barrier. And I always like to attend such meetings. So thank you, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prasad, and please be sure to join us whenever time permits. Okay, let be an exception when you are not there in our meeting. Thank you, and get well soon. Wish you quick recovery. Thank you once again for being with us. We do not have any further business to transact, so we now formally adjourn the meeting.
President, we need to talk about our area contest. So all of your blessings is needed. Actually, their presence also required for our upcoming Friday. Actually, the area 69 contest. Just hint on that. Actually,
definitely. Everyone else has left, so all of us who are remaining, our best wishes with all our contestants for the area, and please practice well. And for table topics particularly, I will share some set of questions. Please go through that and try to like think about all those answers, so that once we rack our mind, it'll become easier to attend that kind of questions when they are being thrown at us in the contest. So is there anything else?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I just want to, because in the contest, actually there will be maybe one part and the second part. Many times what happens is we will attempt the only one part, then we will not go to the second. But there was many times the questions were with why. We may answer we may give answer to the first part of the topic, but the why part many times get missed. That should not happen. We have to listen to the topic very well, and then carefully answer the topic. It's not necessary that we repeat the topic again and again, but it's more important that whatever the hidden points in that topic should be answered during the delivery of the speech. That should be the way we should attempt it. So otherwise, everybody is speaking well. I wish all the contestants all the very best for the contest. All the best.
So we have already formally adjourned the meeting. We are now in the chit-chatting session. So best wishes Gupta, best wishes Manoj, best wishes Shiva, best wishes
Thank you,
Sabu.
Rishita.
Yes.
Thank you, President. Actually,